Hello, beautiful galactic star family. I just wanted to create a quick little connection with each and every one of you as we are going through these very intense fluctuations in energies right now. This is really quite profound and very, very special. So, I hope each of you are being able to take the time with these transmissions that are coming through, these massive frequency reverberations, healings, upgrades that are happening. This is really DNA regenesis that is happening on a very deep cellular level for us. And primarily, what the Guardians have been sharing is that this is giving us an opportunity to process a lot of the deep miasmic distortions that we've been holding in our genetic template from the karma from our ancestors, from Earth's history, Earth's biological warfare. There's a lot of energy within the body template of the Earth from our different timelines. And as a lot of the increase of the photonic energy is increasing in and out, because as we know, the photonic waves are reverberating, coming in through the ionosphere as it's coming in. It's also moving with the heartbeat, if you will. It's moving with the different, the Schumann resonance. We're seeing a lot of spikes in that. We're seeing a lot of the X flares that are continuously really creating a lot of these doorways and openings. That's the way they keep showing it to me, is that these increases are creating like these doorways or openings that are creating more access into our body and our template, but it's also working with the earth sphere. And as it's working with the earth sphere, it's also beginning to detoxify or let go of a lot of the things that have maybe been stuck or trapped, kind of like uncovering things. And those of you that have been on indigo missions, many of you have had contracts to work with being the purging or the cleaning or the working with this energy. Many of you have had cycles within your life where you've gone through all kinds of strange body issues or pains or different conditions that maybe were not able to be diagnosed or put your finger on, but you're like, I know it's real. I know I feel it. And within this, there is contracts that have been held by a lot of the indigos to be the ones that were transmuting or mutating a lot of the genetics on the planet. And a lot of the way that we transmute the genetics is through our physical form, by literally experiencing it through our biology and then burning through it or transmuting it through the process of however it's working out through us. And one of the key things about this is that this is not necessary in this way any longer. And this is a powerful time to go in and begin to work with your guardian team, with your guardian medical team, the specialized beings that have the technology, the frequencies, your own bioresonance signature from your monadic template or from your God seed spark, if you will, that will help you begin to regenerate your healthy bio template within your body so that you're not having to keep doing the work by doing it the hard way, processing it through self. There's new pillars of light that are opening up on the planet as a lot more of these activations are happening that are creating assistance for now the earth template to be moving a lot of this. And so within this, I've been seeing this personally, not only within myself, but with many that I am so blessed to take this journey with, that are being able to quickly move a lot of things that have been stuck for a very long time. And that this is that time to begin to let that go. And so that's just an invitation out there for my beloved galactic family that has been holding some of the indigo missions. So please, if you need help with any of that, please reach out. Find someone who is specialized within that. Or if you want to reach out to me, I'm more than happy to be available and be here for you, because this is a very important time. So last night again was another spike or another increase in the frequencies. Did you feel that? I sat with that, went into meditation with that, as again, the tonal codes were coming in very, very strongly. So it was kind of like a spike came through a couple days ago when we did the last live. And then it's kind of like it went in a little bit of a dip, a wave. It was still moving, but it kind of turned down a little bit. And then last night it peaked and spiked again. So I was all like, I got to check in with you guys. I got to see how you're doing. And just to do a quick tap in and saying hello, Cosmic Heartbeat. So beautiful, so wonderful. Thank you for sharing this space. This has been intense, and in a beautiful way, though. This is something that feels very profound and special. And at the same time, one of the urgency energies that I feel as an underlining energy in there is that this is about really connecting to your team, to your guidance team, to your soul team, and as these energies are coming through, it's not just about maybe what transformations are happening or potentially available for our body and for our light body layers, but are you utilizing this increased amplification to connect with your guides and your guidance team? So I wanted to share a couple things the guides have been saying as far as how to maybe go into your own introspective or meditative state when you specifically, especially when you go to sleep at night, because this is going to be the time. I'm sure you're hearing it all day long, but a lot of times we're so busy during the day, or there's just so much activity going on that maybe you don't have the time to stop right then and work with it. But if you do, same technique, same way that you can work with this energy. And so basically what they're saying is that as you go into either meditation or lay down in your prone position to get ready to go to bed at night, that as you lay down there, begin to just go into a rhythm of just starting to bring your awareness into your body, but specifically around your eighth Stargate or your eighth chakra, right around the thymus area. There's a lot of activation going on here because a lot of this is getting processed through our communication systems. Our communication systems is our nervous system and our hormones. So personally, I've been feeling hot flashes like crazy as these waves push through. Sometimes I'm like, like feel like I'm on fire. I feel it moving through. Not only on that level, but I feel it really digging deep into some of the deeper miasmic levels. So I'm feeling it a lot in my spine and even in my tailbone currently. So just to let you know, levels of communication, hormones, and the nervous system within the body. Now they're saying from within this, it's just to start to almost as though you are connecting to the sound tones. And there's this really neat meditative technique that it's just a thought that says, when you hear a sound tone, connect to the source of the sound and just get curious to where the sound is originating from. And then get curious to what consciousness or which guardians, if you will, are instigating or assisting with that. So, for instance, you can imagine that if you were ringing a sound bowl, and you were maybe laying and hearing a sound bowl ringing, that you could get curious to the sound that you are hearing reverberating around you and get curious to where the sound is originating from. And you could easily go like, oh, it's originating from that crystal bowl. But then who is directing the energy and who is the creative force behind that sound tone? So we know that the crystal bowl is not all on its own ringing, right? That we know that there's a consciousness, there would be a practitioner, a person that would be the creative life force that would be ringing the bowl. And they're saying this is one of the beautiful ways to start to connect to some of your guardian teams that you maybe sometimes uh, don't reach as high a level as you potentially could. And this is just an invitation as a meditation thought to connecting a little bit beyond where source of origin is into the creative force behind that, if you will. It does kind of go back further than that, but for now we're just going to look at it that way. So as you hear the sound tone frequencies as you're laying prone, to really go into what you would similarly what you would do if you were preparing for an out of body experience, where you would begin to imagine the body falling asleep while your consciousness is aware, kind of floating out of the body, floating curiously through the sound tones. And then in your thoughts, you're just getting curious to the where the sound is originating from, and then what is the creative force behind those sound tones. And then as you do that, that you can then put the next thought behind that. And this is what they were suggesting, is to then connect to your God seed template. You could say it either as connect me to my hub, connect me to my monad seed, connect me to my higher self over soul template, or connect me to my God seed code. Either of these, if you can understand that knowing all the details behind the words isn't going to be as necessary as intending to go to your original spark, but that sparked as an emanation from the higher realms as it emanated into the lower density creations, if you will, to begin to manifest into physical reality. So that we can have a light understanding that as a soul expression or an oversoul, monadic, or even an avatar expression, or even a rishik expression as the suns, the solar deities, and then of course it goes on beyond that, right? But if we imagine that from, say, the eighth Stargate and that eighth pillar, that there is a kind of a transference of energy that moves down from the higher realms into the potential to begin to manifest into physical reality. And as that begins to occur, this is where we start to work with our monadic or our oversoul template. And there is a God seed code there that holds our original blueprint before it was ever distorted within the physical incarnational experiences or any of the journeys that our soul has been on. So when you think about going through past life experiences, other star system experiences, when we look at it from this way, we can start to see that as we start to incarnate into experiences, we start to create stories or pick up different maybe distortions in our codes as we go through these different lifetimes. And so when we're connecting all the way to the hub or our monadic seed template, we're connecting to that original blueprint before any distortions came to it. And as they say that we connect to this, that there is going to be potentially a massive transmission of maybe there will be some sort of communication for you, some sort of download of wisdom. A lot of times it comes through in geometry, in light language, the sound tone fluctuations, and just kind of a deep heart space, knowing that there is a regeneration that is happening within your template. But this is the beginning stages to really beginning to connect to your team in a much more cohesive and cognitive way, so that you can begin to ask questions. The first few times, I'm going to invite you to just be within the space. After that, if you have a question that you are, when you lay down and go prone into this and begin to go into the rhythm of the breath, go in to your higher heart center. From here, you begin to follow the sound tones, move into your communion with the hub team or your higher self team. And as you move into this, then you can begin to bring maybe the question that you have. Maybe it's how to work with an energy in your body, how to facilitate something that you're doing, maybe just to get curious about your connection to them or how to communicate with them in a cleaner way. But these are all just invitations to maybe play with this meditation for right now. I just want to take a pause right here. Rika, God bless you as well. So much love. Been feeling very sick and nauseated and weak. Yes, I resonate with the nausea. Sometimes when these heat waves go through where there's just a lot moving in the higher frequencies, all of a sudden I will also feel sometimes those waves of nausea. I'm so sorry. I know how uncomfortable it is. Very, very uncomfortable, but also just the weakness in the body. Thank you. Brian, thank you so much for that message. And do you have been, yes, have been connecting to the Mother Arc hubs the past couple days? Amazing. Yes, very powerful energies. Thank you, Cosmic Heartbeat. Yes, these arc templates and these hubs are really what I feel is coming online in a really powerful way, more so than I've ever experienced before. And this isn't something new that I've thought of to connect with. It's just that now it's at a whole other level. I am finding a deeper connection now to beings that I haven't visually seen before. And when I say visually, some of these are visually within my inner eye template, and some of these are just the perceptions of the energies that I'm picking up around. But there are a few new guardian beings that I have personally been able to witness lately that are just magnificent, just beyond, and so much love, so much radiance, so much compassion. And one other thing that I want to just put out there and have a question for you guys. Question, you know, as much as I'm tapping into this hub energy, two other energies are coming through very strongly for me personally, and that is the elemental realm, so the D2 kingdom. So the elemental realm, and these beings are coming through, and when they come through, honestly, they would look a lot like, if you've ever seen people depict pictures of ayahuasca or DMT or plant medicine experiences, these elemental beings many times come through almost in these movements of fractalized geometries, and then they come in and then they form into beings. And they've been really transmitting a lot of information to me personally about the different kingdoms within, and the transmutation that they're going through with these increased photonic waves and these energies that are coming through, and primarily how we are also connecting and working through with this with them, because the elemental kingdom lives inside of us. They are all of the periodic table that our body is made out of. They are all of the different elementals. And so when we begin to connect with the elemental kingdom in the D2 kingdom, it's another dimensional world that you step into. They're really lighting up right now. This is one of the primary kingdoms I've been spending a lot of time with. And so from here, one of the things I've been guided to do, and again, this is an invitation, and I'm curious what you're doing. One of the things that, as we connect to the hubs, so as I'm guided to connect to the hubs, then the energy template that's being directed down is being asked to be brought directly down into the D2 elemental kingdom layer, and then translating that right into their rehabilitation. And that's a lot of the purging that's coming through, healing a lot of the Metatronic reversals. So Metatronic reversals on the planet primarily happen through the elemental kingdoms. This is where the base geometries get distorted and then they play out in our personalized realities. So that's one invitation I'm just putting out there. Two, as I've been really connecting to the elemental kingdom, that's one, but it's been pulling me into the inner earth. And I have been having these beautiful ant beings holographically kind of transmit and project communication, and they are fully and completely within inner earth places. It's like a telepathic link up where all of a sudden it's in this meditative state. I will see kind of as if maybe I guess if we think about sci-fi movies and things like that, where like the little holographic thing pops up and it's they're so present right there, but I can tell that it's a projected, like a telephone link up or holographic phone call, if you will. And as they're communicating, one of the key things that they are doing is they're really asking me personally to become more comfortable with their form, with their appearance, with the way that they're also showing some of, kind of their base energies as far as how maybe they think, they emanate their light body frequencies, their feelings, their emanations, their morals, their codes, their way of being is completely different than ours. And we, in many ways, are very harsh. We're very kind of choppy in our communication. Our emotions are all over the place. We're not fluid with the way that we integrate with our light body yet. And so part of what they're kind of showing is how to start to balance some of these erratic energies within in order to stabilize and become a lot more calm and non-reactive to certain energies. And so, curiosity to some of you, are you finding yourself connected maybe to I know the water elemental beings, so the sprites, the nymphs, a lot of the aquatic races and the guardian races. There's a lot of aquatic race lines that are here on the earth that have also been making a huge appearance, primarily a lot for maybe the last 8 months specifically. So just curious, what are you connecting to? I'm seeing here that yes, that's what I'm getting to with the elemental kingdom. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, it seems really special because even though this transmissions feel like they are something that's assisting our template, I really feel that the R template that we're healing is the elemental kingdom in the D2. And with that as well, it's had me really seeing our animal kingdom in a whole new way. I see all of these conscious beings in our animal kingdom family as many of the D2 fragmented souls from the last sphere of Amenti shutdown, where a portion of it got pulled into D2 and a lot of the fragmented souls got stuck within the D2 realm. A very interesting, super lateral, but there's this beautiful, beautiful being who is in a dog or canine form. And I think her name is Bunny. I'm sure many of you have seen this beautiful being, and their bunny is basically so advanced that she can put her paws on the different buttons and communicate. But she's actually even had certain times where she's asked, why am I a dog? Why am I a dog? And every time I see this, it just inspires me to just this knowing of, yes, this is part of that rehabilitation of maybe taking on form. Maybe it's a form that doesn't have all the cognitive abilities, but also showing this advancement in these many different kingdoms right now. So it's a really lateral thought for you guys, but I've been just getting my mind pulled there too. So with that, I just wanted to share that invitation as a meditation. There's a couple things I wanted to just highlight and share with you guys. If it's useful for you, please take it. If not, it's just information. But currently, we are just a few days away from the new moon. The new moon is going to be happening in Capricorn. It happens on the 11th. So it's just a few days away. It's going to be in alignment to the Ring Nebula. in Lyra. Now, this is very significant because right now the sun is at 17 degrees in Capricorn, and it is in alignment to Stargate 11 that is connected to the 11th dimensional plane of our light body and the Avion Stargate within Lyra. So if you look at your 12 tree grid of life, and you look at the 11th Stargate on there, we're having a direct alignment with the sun right now. So I feel this is also being influenced by the neutrinos that get pushed. Our planetary spheres in our solar system, the solar rishis, and our guardian races basically are you can utilize these as magnifying forces for how photonic or how neutrinos transmit into us and then transmit a lot of the galactic or these quantum forces that are moving in and assisting our DNA transmutation in our body. So Stargate 11 is massive. This is a massive place where a lot of rehabilitation is transforming for all of us, because this is one of the places where the first distortion levels came through and where one of the major seals came through long ago at the 11 and a half dimensional level within there. So just an interesting bit of information. If you are meditating with this energy, you have a connection to Stargate 11 in any way, or anywhere near 17, 18 degrees within Capricorn on your astrological wheel. This is really, really powerful. You can see if it's aligning to anything personally for you right now. Now, also at the current time, as we're talking right now, Moon is in conjunction with Venus, but of course, Moon moves very, very quickly. But Venus is in conjunction to Antares right now. So this is a lot of the Antarian codes that we're getting through this Venusian energy. As we know, Venus is very, very important, very special for us. It is a higher octave for us that really helps us work with our core alignment to our law of one ethics, and to really aligning ourselves to where we are perceiving our reality to be in alignment to. And so I do feel the Ontarians are really working with this energy right now. And interestingly enough, Mercury is just ahead of Venus a little bit. And what Mercury in his alignment to is Shaula. And Shaula at the tail of the Scorpius constellation is really allowing us to process, I think, a lot of the miasmic energies. Really, to when I think of the tail of the Scorpion energy, this is going to be about transmuting a lot of the toxins. And this has, again, been a major theme I've had with a lot of individuals as we've been clearing a lot of things. We're clearing a lot of the old stuck toxins and the poisons. And some of these toxins and poisons are the biotoxins and poisons in the earth body. They're also the toxins and poisons that we've maybe been carrying around from the karma and debt from our family ancestral tree. But they also could be just the very things of just the still the old limiting beliefs or programs from a lot of the victimizer programming or the mind control programming that has had us stuck in blame, shame, guilt, hatred, anger, confusion, or any of the lower emotional vibrations that really create reversal energy or deadlight energy within our body. And we want to get up into the higher vibrations of potential, possibility, joy, compassion, love, but all with discernment. So just a beautiful energy with that. Saturn, as it sits in this position, is in conjunction to Fulmahat as a royal star. They are really timeline masters. And this is really powerful for us. And again, maybe Saturn is currently in some sort of alignment or with one of your planetaries placements in your astrological wheel, or what house is it in? So again, you could look at just where all the transiting stars are currently, or planets, sorry, are currently, and just see if Sun is in, what house is it in for you. So What house is Capricorn in? Venus, again, where is that at for you? Mercury, the same. Saturn, the same, because each of these are having a very significant star alignment right now. And that means a direct transmission of communication. And then Pluto is pretty much sitting right on a connection to Lyra through this entire this entire bit. So I just wanted to share that in case that's useful to you in any way, shape, or form. So, with so much love, I'm going to bring it to a close right there. I just wanted to share my heart, my love, and this connection, check in with each and every one of you. Last night was intense again. I hope you are finding very loving ways in order to support your body and your consciousness for processing this. One last thing I will say, because this is something I've been getting a lot of feedback in, is that it kind of feels like you feel different. This is a feedback I've been getting, or like you're out of body, like there's almost kind of like a disconnect in such a way that it might feel like you're floating out of your body, hard to connect with some of the projects or things that you're working on. And within that it might even feel like a whole new rebirth is happening. And when that happens, sometimes that can bring up a little bit of a wave of depression or sadness or even tears or things like this, because sometimes we get to these waves where a whole new level of understanding comes in, and the things that we had locked in our consciousness to how we thought things are, it's kind of like all of that gets shattered. And when that gets shattered, it's many times a new awareness and seeing a whole new level beyond the veil of what's really happening. And the truth is, the more that we see what's really happening, a lot of it can be very painful. A lot of it can be very just sad, or feel as though we're having to let go more and more of certain things. And please, I invite you to just know that that's a wave. It's just a wave. Sometimes it lasts for a few days, sometimes maybe up to a week, but that it's a wave. And then we settle into that new awareness, and then we began to just let that new vibration kind of settle us in to that joy, to that expansion again. It's kind of like dropping of the old. And sometimes, like maybe when you're letting go of old things, you're cleaning out the house and there is a little bit of sadness to what you're letting go of, but it's okay, because it's temporary. Just have the love for it, and that no matter what, that in this earth plane, it's important for us to remember nothing is ever lost, because we are all existing within the God source fields, and we will all return home one way or another. That truly each of us has the opportunity to do the work necessary to work with this energy so that we can return home with our consciousness, that we can return home with our memories, but that in the end, nothing is lost. And when we start to surrender to that greater whole, that greater purpose, and work with in union with the guardians and our higher self team, we start to just step into that new level of maturity and discernment. So, with so much love, let's just keep posted with each other. I love you guys so, so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you again soon, I know, in another video.